I did 40 or 50 videos, and then the 51st video just blew up. And overnight I got 10,000 subscribers. And
There is the risk there that either one of us could get burned out. So what do you do to like sort of not get burned out?
well, I'm actually in the midst of that right now, honestly.
David Voorhees is an artist from Salt Lake City, Utah. He runs the Left Brain Artist YouTube channel and website in his free time. I've known David for years, and we recently got together for this video where we discuss our experiences with YouTube. When you started YouTube, did you struggle with like a lot of technical challenges, or how did that go for you?
Uh, technical, not as much. I think the video, honestly, was the worst part. You know, I started with a phone and it was bad, and then I moved on. I mean, I have my camera here. And then I moved on to this camera, and you can see I painted the crap out of it.
Yeah.
And then I have a new one that I'm using here. But like I say, failure, honestly, is by far the best teacher. So, you know, I watched Think Media and
All right,
the
yeah.
guys there to teach YouTube, and their whole thing is, you know what? To learn, you just got to do. So do it over and over and over. You know, I think I'm close to 200 videos right now, and I hope the next 200 are as I learn as much as the first 200.
Yeah, I look back at my early videos and I cringe. I don't know if you have that experience.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness. And it's like not just the technical quality, but it's like I'm like extra stiff, more stiff than I normally am. And it's just like this video has hundreds of thousands of views on it, and you're just like, man, how many people watch this thing? And it's like you're sort of embarrassed by it. But what do your like coworkers think about you being on YouTube? Or don't they know that you do YouTube videos?
Yeah, they
Or-
do. I've actually sold a couple of pieces to some of my coworkers, and I actually, a couple months ago, we did a live demonstration for an activity for my software development team. So
Oh,
I
that's
just,
cool.
you know, I got on a Teams call and put my camera up, and mostly my camera is facing down so you can see. And we did a painting, and I raffled it off to the people that were in the thing. But they like it a lot.
At what point did you realize that this was becoming like almost an obsession? I mean, you have a whole room dedicated to it. I could see it in the background there. I
Oh,
mean,
yes.
did it happen
So,
quick, or was it just?
I had the blog, and really I wanted to make a little side income on the blog. And I thought I was doing pretty good. And then I got to YouTube, and I mean, I did 40 or 50 videos, and then the 51st video just blew up. And overnight I got 10,000 subscribers and, you know, a couple 100,000 views. And that was kind of the second addiction from the first time that I painted. And so now I love to paint, and I love to make videos and just see them go. And I love to get comments from people about things they learned or questions that they have.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, it's not just painting, but you have like an audience, and they encourage you. And you know, like you said, the comments are pretty satisfying to read. I mean, I would say 99% of them are positive. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and I mean, that keeps me going when people say that their painting has improved because they watch my videos or whatever. That's kind of like you're a teacher to them to some degree.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, one of the reasons why I have actually watched a ton of your videos, because one of the things that I kind of fail because I don't have that intuitive relationship with color is just the color swatch videos that you've done. Like, okay, he pulled out a, you know, red cherry, and oh man, he made that color. But I love how in your videos you're like, okay, I'm a little bit too much, and so this is what I do to resolve that. And I'm a little bit too much, so this is what I do to resolve that. And that's right up my alley. That's how I learn.
Thanks. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I take it for granted. Like, I don't plan those videos out. I just start mixing colors, and
Mhm.
it just goes in the direction it goes in. If I add too much blue, then I got to like compensate for that. And there's a lot of fine things that happen, and people, I think they're surprised by it because it's like, they don't realize that like, if I mix the color of the sky, there's a little bit of yellow in there. You wouldn't think that there's yellow in the sky. you know?
Yeah.
It's like
Or,
counterintuitive. I think that's why people have trouble with color mixing.
or I mean, the one that kind of blew me away was well, there were two, the rocks in the river
All
in
right.
that you did when it was winter. It was crazy how many colors you used for gray.
Yeah, I mean, you could start with like black, but it's never totally neutral. It's like
Mhm.
it's a warm gray or it's like a cool gray. And it's
Yep.
like, and I've done it where I start with like white and black, but then you still end up like working just as hard because you got to add blue to it. And you have to add a little bit of like red to it. So yeah, those videos are fun. And
Yeah.
it's kind of weird too because people don't see the behind the scenes where you're squatting in a creek and you get a
That you
paintbrush.
need. You need a camera behind you showing what you're doing.
Yeah, and then like a dog will sneak up behind you because someone's hiking, and it's like then you got to explain what you're doing. It's really weird, but people think I'm a weirdo, but it's fun.
I bet they're interested. They're like, that's so interesting.
Yeah, yeah. It's only happened a couple times where I've been in the middle of nowhere and someone comes up behind me, but yeah, it's fun. I actually need to do more of those. I haven't gone outside and done that in a long time, so I'll probably do some more of those.
Yeah, the other one that I remember is not the steel ball, the chrome ball that
All
you
right.
did. That was crazy. The color to get the chrome ball, that was amazing.
That's the one with my hand that's in there too.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, that's I thought they would have done better on YouTube, but I don't know why that didn't take off. But that was crazy hard because it's hard to paint with one hand. Like my hand's in the
Yeah.
spot, and it's like you're trying to like wipe the water off your brush, right? How do you do that with one hand?
That's true.
It's like my arm had like a crease in it because I had it resting on the table for however long it took me to paint that. So yeah, that was another challenge. We were talking about comments though. I was wondering like um, when you do get negative comments, how do you deal with that?
Um, most negative comments, I normally just say thanks for your feedback because I'm assuming that they're either I'm assuming most of the people are just having a bad day, or they're the type of people that are going to point it out, a Karen or a Ken, and they're going to point it out no matter what. So it's not worth my time.
Yeah, I find that there's like a psychology behind it. I think you just sort of outlined it where there's some people that they have a negative view of the world and just want to take it out on somebody. And you can never say anything to make these people feel better. It just seems like they just want to vent. But then
Yeah.
there's other ones where I noticed that there's actually a question embedded in there and they're just sort of like frustrated. And those
Mhm.
ones I'll answer those and it's kind of funny. I'll just ignore whatever negative thing they said. And then a lot of times they'll come back and say, thanks for answering this. I was worried you're going to get upset, blah, 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 and it's kind of funny how they turn around when you actually help them. But
Yeah.
as you said, there's some people that like you could try to like help them out and they just get more and more upset. So
Yeah,
it's
and
kind of,
I try to answer all my comments, even those ones, and you know, people are
can you,
people. So
do you have the time to answer all your comments still? I mean, you have a
I
lot of subscribers, so
I have so far. I usually get, I don't know, probably 20 a day, so I spend 15 or 20 minutes um while I'm watching, other artists. Usually 2 or 3 times a week, I take half an hour and just look at, I search for acrylic paint pouring in the last week. And I just go through and look at interesting things, or I always try and find small people that have small channels and look what they're doing, and ask them questions about their art and things like that. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I have as many subscribers as I do. But I think it gives me ideas on how to help people. Just watching the art that they're putting on YouTube, and I love the community. I love the paint pouring community.
yeah, I find that like the negative comments come from the general audience. Like other artists, they know how hard it is to make a painting. And I think they have an idea like how hard it is to make a YouTube video. So they're usually supportive.
Yeah.
And it's when like a video goes viral and you get like a wider audience that, you get those negative comments. I found that on like short form, like on TikTok or Instagram, when you get like millions of views, you're definitely reaching an audience that doesn't paint. So that's when you get all the negative comments.
Yeah, and you've probably had that way more than me because I haven't done very much short form, and I haven't had very many uh, videos that go outside of kind of the paint pouring community. I really don't expect ever to get millions of subscribers, but those aren't the people I'm looking for. So maybe someday I'll start doing videos just to show how beautiful the art is. But generally, I'm teaching something, so it's very niche.
Yeah, those are two different like approaches to YouTube. One is like you want to like teach and have an audience, and maybe you can turn that into like you have a course or whatever. Then there's other people that are in the art community on YouTube, and they're really big, and they do go after that wide
Mhm.
audience. And I would imagine that'd be stressful because I've had videos go viral on like TikTok and Instagram, and it's hard to do. Like you can try to control it as much as you want, but I don't know why one video goes crazy viral and something you spend like 6 hours on like a 30-second or 1 minute video and it gets like 2,000 views. So
Yeah.
it's a little weird.
Yeah, and that probably is the most frustrating thing, being a software guy, just trying to figure out how's Google even doing and getting my video out to people, and what people are they getting it out to, and you could lose your mind trying to figure that out. So I try and that's the that's my form of doom scrolling, is doom trying to figure out Google and YouTube.
But you can't figure it out. I've accepted that fact. And I think that that's where the burnout comes into play. Like recently, I'm sure you've noticed all those videos about people quitting
Hmm.
YouTube, especially like big YouTubers. And I think, it's wise to like think about that ahead of time. Like our channels are still growing, and there's the risk there that either one of us could get burned out. So what do you do to like sort of uh, not get burned out?
Well, I'm actually in the midst of that right now, honestly. I haven't done, I did religiously for multiple years a video every week, and I've done, I think, 3 videos in the last 4 or 5 months. Um, the holidays were hard. I have a brother who actually just started his own course on helping people get jobs on YouTube. So being the technical brother, he came to me, and you already have the expertise. So he actually came in this studio and did filming, and I've been doing that the last couple of weeks, which actually has helped because you really don't want your passion to become a job. And YouTube or paint pouring was getting that way for me. So just being able to step away and do something else creative that isn't related but is similar um, has helped quite a bit.
Was it one particular thing that sort of like
No, it's
led to
just
like
you get in that thing where I have to get out a video every week, and then you figure out that life is going to go on if you don't get a video out, and then the next week you're like, oh crap, I need to do a video, and you just don't have the gumption to do it, and it just that actually grows on itself week over week. So I mean, right behind me here, you can't see it, but I have a bunch of boxes because I have an idea that right after this, I'm actually going to film my video for this week. So I'll film and edit my video, put it out tomorrow morning, assuming I get it all done.
do you think you'll go back to doing one video per week, or are you planning on scaling back?
That's the goal, going back to 1 video a week. If I do start doing the videos for my course, though, I may have to go to every 2 weeks or something just to give me enough time. Having a full-time job and doing this it's rough.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I used to do it. I would do YouTube on like the weekends, and I've never been on a weekly schedule. I just started doing that. I think it's because I got so many things going on. I would do branding deals and other things to make money as an
Mhm.
artist, and it's hard to do that and YouTube every week. Like, but I I feel like you kind of need a way to protect yourself from the burnout in some form or
Mhm.
another. I mean, will you try to like get ahead on videos so that like if you can't get a video done, you got one in the bank and you can just publish that one, or you're just going to do it week by week?
Uh, I've never been good at getting ahead, honestly. So even doing a video like this with you is kind of, I'm still doing the video, but I'm not necessarily pressured for it.
Yeah,
So
we're just
that's
talking
helpful. But
basically, right?
yeah,
So
this is easy to do. And I actually want to start doing what I need to do is I have lots of ideas, like you mentioned about your courses. I need to start doing maybe a live one week and a video the next week, or I want to start getting some more community interaction. In my community, I actually started pouring once a month with one of the community members, and that's just fantastic. Because it's just me they're doing the pouring, it's just me talking to them while they pour. So it's a lot less pressure, but I also get lots of ideas for new content and things like that. That's luckily the last couple months, that's one thing I've been doing is I have a spreadsheet that has like 60 things on it now. So if I'm ever I don't really know what I want to do, I can just go to the spreadsheet and say just choose one and make that one happen.
I have the same thing. I have a Notion database, and I'll get an idea for a video, I put it in there, and then when I have time, I'll come back and maybe I'll have like an outline, and then maybe I'll write down some ideas for a thumbnail so that I have ideas continually like percolating, like sort of simmering in the background.
Yep.
And then at some point it's ready and it's all ready to go. I could just film it. And that system to me is like so much easier than when I started, where it's like, okay, I got to do a video, and like you're coming up with the idea and you're filming it like that day. So of course
Yeah.
it's half baked, or you got to refilm parts of it.
Yep. And it's hard on you. It's hard on your psyche to try and manufacture that every week. And that's probably really where my burnout came from, is I just couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the difference between like a day job and like doing YouTube. Especially if the day job is like a more like predictable routine type of thing where it's the same task over and over. When I did that, I came up with systems and I would automate stuff, and it became so streamlined you could do it, pretty much in your sleep. This creative work is totally different. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
You think it's going to take you like 4 hours and it takes you like 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah. It is crazy. And you are everything. Like you mentioned before, you're the accountant, and you're the filmographer, and you're the editor, and you're the artist, and you're the planner, everything. So there's so much to do, and it's overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's why YouTubers are quitting. And I think the thing too is like the problem there is when you get that big, you actually need to hire people. Now all of a sudden your videos have to do well, because now you have editors and people helping you film, or people just doing the behind the scenes work of like answering comments or whatever. And if your videos don't do well, that's a big strain on you mentally.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep it small. If my channel blew up, that'd be great. But I don't want to like have like a huge business built around it. I know a lot of YouTube channels are like that, where you think it's one person presenting this, but they actually have a team in a physical location, and people come in and it's their full-time job to like work on scripts, to do research, to edit videos. And that's our competition.
Yeah.
Basically. So
yeah, I'm actually in my software development role. I'm in a place where I'm as high as I can go without managing people. And I probably will never go any higher, because I just don't want to deal with that. And so I got to figure out how to be a solopreneur for as long as possible. Although I think one of the things that I want to do is get somebody to edit my videos. It just takes too much time, and it's not my wheelhouse, and other people can do it so much better than me. I tried to get my son to do it, but no dice so far.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, I like editing, but it takes so long. How long does it take you to edit like one YouTube video?
It's probably 4 to 8 hours on average for one of my videos.
That's what people don't understand. The struggle behind YouTube is like, they watch an 8-minute video and they have no idea that's like 8 hours of work. I was looking into hiring somebody, and it's like the advice you get is it takes about an hour per minute. So if you have like an 8-minute video, that's 8 hours of work.
Mm-hmm.
And I do find that if you do edit to a higher quality, like if you have like a higher standard for your editing, like you have good, you know, color grading and it's nice and smooth the way that it flows and all that stuff, it does take that long to edit a video. And like you said, it takes so long to edit a video. It's like if you could get somebody else to do that, I could produce like 2 or 3 videos a week if you were just filming them and then
Mm-hmm.
handing it off to someone else.
Yeah, and the interesting thing the paint pouring is there's a lot of people that they record their paint pouring and just put it out there with they edit the beginning and the end and that's it. That's all they do. And I can't do that teaching because one, I am not the type of person that would want to watch a 45-minute video on how much paint to use for an acrylic pour. I want 4 minutes and I want you to give me all the information and to warn me about the stuff that I didn't think about before and get out. And so editing is kind of a necessary evil to make the type of videos that I would want to watch. So that's maybe that's what I need to do, is do some of the just show the pour and some of these educational ones, but those videos for me never do near as well. So kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, I was wondering if we're going to see that more on YouTube, where people are going to pull back from like the production quality because of all those reasons we just talked about, that you need a team to actually keep up with that. And you could have really good videos and not make enough money to cover that team. So I think a lot of people might end up scaling back a little bit in terms of like either how many videos you put out or maybe just the quality of it. Like you said, maybe it'll be more raw, where you edit out all the boring parts, but you don't do like real slick editing that you see on YouTube.
Yeah, slide ins and titles and all that kind of stuff. Do you make your thumbnails before videos?
I'm starting to do that. Like that's a wise way to go about it, because I've been there where you have a good video, but then you're like, how will this fit into a thumbnail? Like the concept, how does that concept fit into a thumbnail? And you're like, boy, I want to publish this. And now you got to spend like 2 hours at least, like just trying to come up with different ideas. So yeah, when I write down an idea for a video, I'll come up with a couple different title ideas, and then maybe I'll take screenshots of like thumbnails that I think that maybe I like the colors, or maybe the way that they do certain things. Like there's like a lot of different styles of thumbnails on YouTube. Like you have like the split screen with like the red X and then the green check mark. Like this is the way to do it. This is the wrong way. So yeah, I definitely think about it beforehand now. Are you doing that now, or?
I don't. Generally, it's after I'm editing or while I'm editing. I'm like, oh, that's a great place. So I'll take a screenshot and use that in my video. And I'm sure that's part of why my videos don't go as far as I'd love them to, just because I don't take the time there. But like I mentioned, I've kind of resigned myself to my videos are going to get 5,000 to 10,000 views. Every once in a while, one will get more, but they're going to get to the people that really like me and my channel. So if I get a course out there and I can help people with the course and the little money I make on YouTube and affiliates, then I'll be all right. I won't complain.
Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching this video. The full interview is linked in the description below.